William from up in Oregon, he said, I'm a Ducks fan. And while we won the Big Ten, we had an undefeated regular season. I'm still not sure we're ready to seize the top dog spot yet with Dan Lanning. Am I just being stupid? No, you're not ready to seize the top dog spot with Dan Lanning right now. Dan Lanning's not ready to be the best coach in college football yet. Dan Lanning's 38 years old, so it probably makes perfect sense that he's not ready to, in your words, seize the top dog spot. So what spot do they have? They are one of the best programs in the country right now. They are one of the best performing programs. They're one of the best talent acquisition and recruiting programs. They kill it in the portal. So what are they, fourth? Are they sixth? Are they third? I'd say they're way up there. Lanning inherited a very good situation. So then the next thing you have to do is not screw that up, which he hasn't. And then you want to elevate the situation, which I would argue he has. You got to sustain it over a long period of time. But I go back to this sentiment that you get with these younger coaches. And Lanning is 38 years old. He is a head coach at 38 years old. That used to be unheard of at the major college level. And now it's like 38, man. What, you couldn't get the job at 31, 32? Come on now. Kind of getting up there a little bit. Yeah, no, you're not. Also, I would argue age is a social construct and it's not real. But that's a whole nother show. So, Lanning, 38 years old. Do you understand the comparison here? Like right now, Ryan Day's dealing with this. Dan Lanning's dealing with this. Who else? Man, that Kirby's dealt with it before, but then he won some titles, so everyone shut up. You get compared to the all-time greats, and there is no context involved. So, like Nick Saban in recent memory is the all-time great. Well, actually, in any memory, I would argue he's the all-time great. So Saban, I mean, we are fresh off the Nick Saban era, right, where you had the best of all time by most discernible metrics rack up 7 national championships. And that started in 2003 when he was with LSU, and the last one he won was 2020 with Alabama. Just an incredible run. And then I got guys, like the question we just got, man, Dan Lanning, I don't know that he's ready to seize the top dog spot in the industry. Well, he's not ready. He's ready to be the head coach at Oregon. He's ready to learn on the fly just like everyone else has done. But, it's not the biggest indictment in the world to tell me a 38-year-old dude who had never had head coaching experience before Oregon lands at Oregon, and a few years in, he's not the best in the country. Well, the sport wouldn't be worth a whole heck of a lot if it were that easy to ascend to the top dog spot. I ran some quick numbers. Do you realize Lanning could coach another 13 years, and he'd still be younger than Nick Saban was when he won his first title out of 7? It's a little warped, is my suggestion. What Saban did kind of ruined the mechanism for everyone because everyone holds their head coach to that standard, which is insane. But it also completely ignores the context of how older you had to be in the past before you got a major job. Now they give it to younger guys. Lincoln Riley gets Oklahoma off the jump. Ryan Day gets Ohio State off the jump. Dan Lanning, Kirby Smart, Oregon, Georgia, they didn't have to work their way up. None of them were the head coach at Toledo. And then go, lower level P4. They get some of the best jobs in the country right out of the gate. Well, that's great news for them. But here's the bad news. You don't get to shortcut your way to learning the lessons that a Nick Saban did at Toledo or Urban at Bowling Green or wherever those guys coached. Like, you've still got to learn on the fly. So Lanning and Oregon just got pantsed out in the Rose Bowl a few days ago. It's unavoidable. They probably got badly outcoached. It's unavoidable. Like, that stuff's got to happen. You can't microwave your way to being the best coach in the country. So I know I sound preachy or whatever. It's not that. I actually don't have a problem with the question the way it was asked. I have a problem in the immediate aftermath of a blowout loss like that. I'm a believer you're not ever really as far away as a program as those kinds of scores make it seem like you are. But also, even if you are, what have you proven? You're taking a back seat to an Ohio State program that's been one of the standards in college football. Like, what I'm saying is, it's not the biggest crime in the world to be trailing behind Ohio State as a 38-year-old head coach a few years in at your first job. Great resources at Oregon. I'm not making an excuse for them. I'm not doing anything like that. I am saying if you're only a top 5 program right now in year, what is it, 2 or 3 for Lanning, it's not the worst spot to be in the world. So maybe you're right. Maybe they're not ready to seize the top dog spot yet. Check back 3 years from now, 5 years from now, check back 10 years from now. Maybe he's not even coaching in 10 years. Maybe Oregon's won 3 national championships by then. Who knows?